Hello everyone, this is the real Black Utaku. Welcome to the honorable video for my top 10 favorite anime openings. If you haven't seen the original video yet, you can go to it by clicking in the link in the description. Before I get started on these honorable mentions, I have to say that there are a handful of openings that I had to take off, even off honorable mentions, because of my 5 honorable mention limit. Though I'll go into a separate video discussing these, I'll give a quick rundown of some of these honorable mentions for the honorable mentions. What was that? Some of these extra openings are Soul Eater Opening 2, which suited the darker tone of the show's latter half very well. Toradora Opening 2, which matched the more dramatic tone of the show's latter half perfectly. Not to mention having a song that I could actually stand listening to. Neon Genesis Evangelion, for being an old classic, catchy as hell, and having almost as many fanboys as the show itself. Gunsoon Girl Opening 2, Version 2, for having a song that grew on me over time, and having visuals that were much better than they were for the first version. And Shotgun Ashana Opening 3, being an opening that I preferred over the fan favorite Opening 5, and came just this close for making honorable mentions. Honorable mention number 1, Black Cat Version 1. When I first saw this opening, I was blown away. The song that was used is beautiful, especially in the slow first half, but that's just my personal taste in music talking there. The visuals were also stunning, especially the early shots of Creed, Eve, Train, and Saya. The reason why this isn't on the actual list is because I really didn't care for the visuals in the latter half of the opening compared to those of the first. Then again, I really shouldn't be complaining, because even those were better than those used for the second version of the opening. This one was rather simple, while the other had too much going on screen at any given time. Even though it kept the same verse and the same song, and that most of the good footage from this opening, I thought it was crap in comparison. I'm sorry this wasn't as much about how good this opening is as it was rant about the other, but I had to get that out sooner or later. Honorable mention number 2, Clannad Opening 2. This one took the simple format used by most other visual novel adaptations and then improved on it tremendously. It introduces us to all the main girls from the first season, just like the first opening did. But it had a visual touch that I just loved. As you can see here, the animation used for the opening is breathtaking, and the song was a really good match. Though not as upbeat as the first opening, it was just as emotional. Unfortunately, this is the most recent entry to get knocked off the actual list. Even though it no longer makes the top 10, it was a beautiful opening to a beautiful anime, earning it this spot in honorable mentions. Honorable mention number 3, Higurashi Opening 1. If you've seen the original video, you know I preferred the opening to Kai over this one, but I couldn't not mention this one here. This opening relies rather heavily on symbolism for each characters, though the symbolism for one you wouldn't really understand unless you've seen Kai. While we're on the topic, can someone tell me what that mark on Mio's back is? It's been bugging me for the longest time. I found the song to be rather interesting. Not only is the name of the song the full Japanese title of the show itself, but the lyrics give off a very eerie feeling, yet suiting the season perfectly. If I didn't limit myself to one entry per show, this one would have definitely been on the list, right behind the opening to Con. But rules are rules. I might bend them from time to time, but I will never break them. Honorable mention number 4, Anohana. When I started watching Anohana, I thought this opening was okay. Good enough to play through for each episode, but that was about it. However, as I continued to watch, the opening seemed to give off more and more feels with each episode, to the point where 8 or 9 episodes in, I was in tears just from the opening. Then again, I marathoned the thing, but I digress. It appeared to me that each of the characters is being reminded of the happy times they once had before Minma's accident, and they begin to come back together to rebuild their friendship, and the progression of the song reflected that. Though I have yet to figure out the deeper meaning behind the lyrics, they just felt right. It pained me to bring this one down to honorable mentions, but I have no regrets. It was a great opening to one of my all-time favorite anime, and it earns this spot in honorable mentions. Honorable mention number 5, Steins Gate. I can describe this opening in 2 words. Sensory overload. There's just so much going on screen at any given time. Now, while you heard me bitch about that when I talked about the Black Cat openings, this one was able to pull it off. It had its own visual style that looked amazing. You could tell White Fox put a lot of time and money into this opening, and it paid off. There's also a fair bit of symbolism in the visuals of the opening, yet something I realized as I continued to watch the show. Hell, even to this day, bits and pieces of it are still coming together. As great of an opening as this is, it just wasn't my usual taste. It's an amazing opening, I'll admit that, but it just doesn't make the cut for my top 10. So go ahead and tell me down in the comments some of your thoughts on some of these honorable mentions. You can go to the original video by clicking right here, or in the link in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Go check my vlogging channel, Escalate Trolling, by clicking right here, or in the link in the description. Real Black Kentucky signing out. See ya.